Hey guys, welcome to the channel and the video. Here today we're going to talk about a couple of things. First, my personal experience trying to snag a PS5 yesterday from Walmart.com. I'm going to let you know my experience with it and what the outcome ended up being. And then we're going to talk about this whole entire overheating issue with PS5s, how it started, how it kind of got to the point where it is now. And then I'm going to show you some legit accurate testing done by a reliable and trusted source that shows you indeed whether the PS5s are actually overheating or not, using some nice high-tech equipment as well and running it through the gambit of all kinds of tests, including the wattage that the PS5 is pulling straight from the wall under different types of conditions and all that good stuff. And as usual, before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already to keep up to date with all of this PS5 news, PS4 hacks, Switch hacks, tutorials, just all kinds of stuff that I bring you on this channel. I have a whole massive list of videos that I need to do and am still working on. So let's go ahead and let's jump into it. Let's talk about my experience with Walmart and the PS5. Okay, so just to bring you up to speed on what was going on with Walmart and the PS5, you could not buy the PS5 at the store, only online. So the way Walmart set it up was that yesterday, November 12th, they had it so that at 12 p.m. Eastern, the first batch of PS5s went live and you can purchase them then. Then the next batch was going live at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and then another batch after that at 6 p.m. Eastern. I think 6 p.m. was the last one. There might have been a 9 p.m. one, but I can't remember. Anyway, I was here about 30 minutes before 12 p.m. Eastern time. I left some stuff downloading on my PC, went and did other stuff. I came back. There was a timer that the site had that was counting down to the next event, which in this case was the 12 p.m. event. When it got down to like 30 seconds left, I went ahead and I opened up another Walmart tab so I can make sure I was signed into my account, but it never got into Walmart. It just stayed in an infinite loop trying to connect to Walmart.com. The 30 seconds ran out and nothing happened. And I clicked on the PS5, I clicked refresh, and that was it. The site had completely crashed. What came up a couple of minutes later was this. They were saying, sorry, they had technical difficulties. They were looking into the problem. A few minutes after that, then this message came up, which said no healthy upstream. I tried doing it on my phone as well, but of course that crashed too. So even their, mobile site had gone down. Then trying to be funny aside, this is a pretty serious thing because it's Walmart. I would expect this from like a mom and pop retailer that maybe had 10 stores, not Walmart, who has thousands and thousands of stores worldwide. The PS5 is one of this year's hot commodities for the holiday season. You knew hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people globally, were going to try and get one, and you were not prepared. So that's inexcusable, honestly, coming from Walmart. But then again, should it really surprise us? It's Walmart. So yeah, I decided that I'm going to then get a PS5 at some point in 2021, probably within the first 3 months, once all the hoopla dies down. It's really not that big of a deal. There were only a couple of games that interest me anyway. So it was either the PS5 or an upgraded graphics card, either one of the new shiny AMD ones that just came out, or one of those new RTX 3000 series by NVIDIA, which I think that's kind of what I'm leaning to. So we're going to get that sometime between now and Christmas, and then do the PS5 at some point next year. But yeah, I'm just shocked that Walmart still doesn't know how to do a launch properly. Oh, and I just want to stress before we move on, this wasn't an isolated incident to just me. This was something that was reported by Screen Rant, GameSpot, Game Rant, Newsweek, Business News Insider, CNET, and pretty much everyone else, that the Walmart site had crashed because everyone was rushing to get a PS5 and Walmart couldn't handle it. They epically failed, and of course they took the big L. Okay, so let's talk about the overheating issue. I'll put a link here to inverse.com, this site here where they posted an interesting article about the truth behind the Xbox and PS5 overheating videos. And there's a couple of videos showing the new Xbox Series X overheating, a couple of them here with some smoke coming out and whatnot. Now, here's the thing. I haven't seen a PS5 video. These things have not been proven to be true, these videos. And the other thing is that no credible source has confirmed that either one of these systems are overheating. As a matter of fact, quite the opposite. We'll cover that in a minute. So when we scroll down to this article, we're going to continue with the PS5 because that's really what we're focused on here. There's a pic here that kind of started everything, where someone posted this image of a message that a PS5 was kicking up at a kiosk in Best Buy. It says your PS5 is too hot. Turn off your PS5 and wait until the temperature goes down. Well, it turns out that that kiosk is like this, or this may actually be the one. The reason why it was kicking up the message is because the PS5 is in this tiny little box. And if you notice, this box has no air going into it whatsoever. There's no opening in the front. There's no openings on the sides. There's no opening on the bottom, none on top. And it looks like the back has no opening either, because you can kind of see through right here. And all you see is this back part, this back panel, which is the same color. You can see it through the acrylic or whatever this is. I believe it's acrylic, not glass. And you can see through, and I don't see anything that looks like an opening. So this PS5 was put in this tiny little box with no way for it to get air. Of course, it was going to kick up that message. It would do this with any system. You put a PS3 in there, an Xbox 360, even if you put a Switch that's like docked inside of here without it getting any air, you let it run, some games long enough, it will overheat. So naturally, that message came up. And then with time, people just mixed both of these things together. They mixed these videos of these Xboxes smoking and overheating with the PS5 image of it overheating. And so people started saying the same thing about the PS5, that, they were catching fire, they were smoking, they were overheating. And of course, that isn't the case. None of these videos, none of these statements have been made by anyone who is credible. No one whatsoever. These people are just regular randos from Twitter and from Reddit. So the actual reputable places who have done measurements and who have had these systems have said completely the opposite. So one of these entities is Digital Foundry, which they have a channel here on YouTube, and they have their own website and everything. They have over 1 million subscribers. Digital Foundry is known to be accurate. They use, science and facts in order to test things, and they have a whole bunch of nice little cool gadgets, and they use a thermal camera here to capture the temps of the PS5 in action. Now, what you're seeing right now, what they did was they stopped the PS5 here and they sort of maxed out everything, because this part of the game uses a lot of the resources of the PS5, so it's under heavier load. Plus they maxed out everything, and then they left it here for an hour, and they brought back the imaging camera, the thermal imaging camera, and it showed that the temps were very low, between 25 degrees Celsius and around 45, 46 degrees Celsius, and that's it. Even after leaving the game running there for an hour under heavy load. The hottest part of the entire system was the LAN port in the back. And that LAN port is surrounded by metal, so it conducts more heat, and that would reach around 50, maybe 57 degrees Celsius, but it was just the LAN port. All the other parts of the PS5 were between 25 and around 45, 46 degrees Celsius. So they proved that it's running cool, and they didn't even measure the sound because they said it's so quiet, even under load, that it wasn't worth measuring it. It's just way, way quiet. They did the same thing, I think, with the Xbox Series X, other people who have had these systems, like Game Ranks and other reputable places, have also stated that the Xbox Series X was running cool. They haven't had any issues with their PS5s running hot either. So I'm going to believe places like this, like Digital Foundry, over some rando on Reddit or some forum queen over at GBA Temp. These guys are credible. They used science to prove that these things are not overheating at all. Now look, and I can't stress this enough, this is what the outcomes seem to be right now. In terms of, heat and whatever, these things don't seem to be an issue. Can that change a year down the line? Sure, absolutely. Maybe after 2 years of use, things start to happen. Yeah, it's possible, of course. It's also possible that you could get a factory freak system that happens to overheat. I mean, life isn't perfect, things happen. But overall, it seems like overheating on these systems really isn't an issue at all. Now they went on to do more testing here where they show how many watts the PS5 is taking in, from the wall, and even at peak points with things maxed out and running 4K 60, it doesn't seem to go over 200 or, low 200s, 205, 207 watts again, and that's with everything kind of maxed. So that's pretty impressive considering what you're getting and what the system is doing. There are GPU cards for PCs that, aren't even remotely being close to top of the line, and they draw just as much power or even more than this whole entire PS5. So considering what it's doing, it's actually pretty impressive. So if you have a chance, make sure you check out this Digital Foundry video. It has a lot of great information. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think about all this stuff. Were you able to get your hands on a PS5 or not? Are you going to wait for it? Are you going to get something else, maybe an Xbox? Are you going to get one of those fancy new GPU cards from AMD or Nvidia? Let me know what you think about this whole overheating issue with these consoles. By the way, I've had to do this little segment over again. I already finished the rest of the video you just saw, and I just noticed online that someone was able to replicate the smoke coming out of the Xbox Series X stupid easily. They even did it when they turned off the system, so I'll probably do a quick little follow-up video tomorrow showing you how they did it. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. If you found anything here helpful, informative, useful in any way, you just want to throw some love or appreciation towards the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Much love going out to all of you out there. Be careful, be safe, but have fun, and we'll see you on the next one.